Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. This is not talking about Carl Jobs and Billy Mitchell. This is talking about Nintendo. Nintendo. Listen, guys, this company, even though, and let me get this out of the way, I am a Nintendo stockholder, right? I want what's best for the company. But what they're doing right now, what they've been doing with the launch of the Switch 2 has been disastrous, pathetic, and it's a really bad launch. It's a really bad look, regardless of how good the product may or may not be in the end. And there's several things now. They paused the pre-orders because of tariffs, right? They already came out with an $80 game, and they're now the leaders in the industry of pushing the $80 game. You would have thought it would be Sony. That's who, if you would have asked me who was going to come out with the first standard $80 game, I would have said Sony, not Xbox. They're number 3. No, it was them. And I think they're pricing themselves out of the market. But let's talk about this pause right here in pre-orders because of tariffs. Let me tell you guys, this is absolute BS. Absolute BS. Has nothing to do with that. It probably has to do with they want more money. They find an excuse here to price hike. I don't know what bean counters they've had taken over, but they're looking here for more profit. Let me explain to you why. The prices of these machines, they're well set in way ahead of time. Way ahead of time. In project management basis, risk mitigation is a huge factor. Anybody that knows anything, about being a business analyst, and you look at several projects before you even greenlight them, some of the things you have to do is you have to look at the risk management procedures that they have in, what the risk mitigation is, and how they're going to control those. There is no way, and I'm telling you this right now, there is no way that company didn't factor in these tariffs. Why? Because it's part of your mitigation process. It's not like they just came in today. Trump has been talking about this before he was even president. Trump put these in the last time, and while he was campaigning, right, he was saying he was going to do this in a major scale. That is part of your risk mitigation process, right? They didn't know who was going to win the election. Regardless, you have a plan in place, right? You have pricing in place. You have all these things in place prior to. What are these, tariffs going to affect? They're already price gouging you with the $80 game that you don't know what you're paying for. They're already price gouging you with a sample game that they want to sell you, right? The pack-in game, which is really like a half-game demo, they're already nickel and diming you for. They're pinning all this greed on the success of the Switch. And they want every last single cent. Do not buy this excuse. Nobody should buy this excuse. This is pure greed. And for those of you in business, you absolutely know that this is project management 101, right? There is no way that this was not discussed in the process of making this machine at least a year ago. And the formulas had already been calculated of what they could bear. And they have. But they have an opportunity here where they can raise the prices up more, maybe 5%, maybe 10%, whatever the tariff's going to be. They've decided to pass it straight on to you. You don't have to do that. Right? A lot of people are under the impression that goes straight to the consumer. It's not another tax. No, there's many tariffs that some companies absorb for the sake of the customer, for the sake of goodwill, for the sake of increasing sales. It's just different strategies that, different companies put out there, right? And Japan should be no stranger to this. If there's any country that should have been ready for the tariffs, it should have been Japan, because they tariff the crap out of us, right? And these are reciprocal tariffs, right? If you're a rice grower here in the U.S., you already know there is no way in hell that you're selling rice in Japan. You're just not going to. The tariff is outrageous. I think it's something like 100%, 1,000%. I don't even know what it is, but you're not buying American rice in Japan. And there's other products, right? They really protect their markets over there. And they should have seen this coming. They knew this was coming, and they're trying to take every single penny from the consumer. And I think it's a wrong way to go, because at this point, guys, with the price of this thing, you're talking about, $450, right? And you want to buy an extra game for it. That's another $80. You're at $630. You want a controller. That's another $80. You're at what, $810 now? I mean, $710. You want to buy the microphone? That's another $50. $760. I mean, is it better than a PlayStation? Nintendo loyalists are going to buy it. That market's going to be there. But you know who they're pricing completely out of the market? They're pricing out kids. They're pricing out the Roblox kids. If it's easier for a parent to get a tablet so the kids can play Roblox, play Fortnite, play whatever mobile game that the kids are playing now, which they identify with more than Nintendo. Young kids now play on tablets. They don't play on Nintendos. And I'm telling you that from experience. I have 6 grandkids. Not one of them. I could put the Switch on the table, right? I could turn it on. I could put Mario Brothers on it. And I put 3 tablets out there. The tablets are gone. And the one who gets the Switch is going to be like, oh, can I play Roblox on it? All right, so they're falling behind with the new generation, and now they're pricing themselves out of that, new family, up and coming. They don't have many resources. Are they really going to go in over $700 on a system that's going to be a little more complicated for the kids when the kids and everybody at school already are playing mobile games? You know who's happy about this? Apple. Apple's absolutely happy about this. The more Nintendo tries to price gouge, the more Apple is going to sell products, because, that is the leading system of most parents that I know, of my contemporaries, or the other parents that I have as peers. They all have Apple tablets, all of them. I think one of them has an Android tablet. But none of them has a Switch. I'm the only one who has a Switch, and it's for me. It's not even for the kids. This is just an absolute disaster of a launch. I don't remember a launch like this in Nintendo's history. This launch reminds me of the PlayStation 3 launch, when they came out with those outrageous prices. $600. Get another job. Is that what we have to do? Get another job? Is that what new parents have to do? Get another job in order to introduce their kids to Mario? How many $80 games are you going to spend? There is so much more value in the rest of the market. If you're an adult, you're not buying a Switch. I didn't buy the last Mario Brothers because it didn't speak to me. Mario's Wonder didn't speak to me. I could care less if I don't play that game, and I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I own every console they've ever put out except for the Switch 2. Oh, and the Game Boy, Virtual Boy. I don't have those, right? But everything else I have. And am I looking forward to buying this machine? Yeah, maybe for me. But Nintendo's in a place where they have to expand their market. You already have the console market. Where are the tablets? Where are the other things? $90 physical games? Are you insane? You know what you could do with $90? You know how many other games you could play? You could literally go into a store and buy 3 games. You can go into GameStop, buy three games almost for the price of that. It's insane. It really is insane. And the direction that Nintendo is going on now, let me tell you, I don't like it. I don't see growth. As a stockholder who wants the company to be healthy, this pricing and the way they're managing this particular project, the Switch 2, is not going to lead to more sales. I'm telling you right now, this console right here is probably not going to sell in its current form. It's not going to sell as much as the original Switch did. They're going to have to change some things. This is a combination of the PS3 launch, and they're probably going to have to mitigate it with what they did on the Nintendo DS. When they're going to have to put some sort of package together with a lot of pack-in games, because people are not going to flock to the stores and want to spend this kind of money on this kind of machine, you know, when they have so many other options that are a lot cheaper. All right, humans, I'm glad that I got that out of my chest. Other investors are thinking the same thing, by the way. This is not financial advice of any kind. This is for your entertainment only. Guys, thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.